how often should people be drilling?
Well, you know what, that's another great question. You know, everybody's going to be different. I mean, if everybody had a perfect world, I mean, you should be drilling a minimum of one time a week. And everybody's different. I had a gentleman last year who was 75 years old prepping for the national senior games, and he drilled 2 times a week, and he was working for singles. He did pretty good, but you know, he didn't medal, but he loved to come to drill. He enjoyed the time. His game improved tremendously. I mean, he moved up. Chandran, I don't know if you know Chandran. I can't say his name. Okay, Sean. He moved up. His game improved significantly, and that goes with anybody. And how many people we say, "Oh, I need to practice. I need to practice." And what do they do when they come out to the court, Mary?
They play. How do you convince people to drill? They don't. They barely want to warm up.
I know. And what do they, and the thing that always cracks me up, especially, I mean, we have to admit, at least my opinion, people in the northern part of the country are still fairly new to pickleball. Okay. Down south and in the West Coast and the Sun State, it's huge. So they've been playing, you know, the 50 years. But up north here, we've only really been playing, even though I've been teaching it 20 years in the high school, we've really only been competitively working on it the last maybe 5 years.
Maximum.
Seriously. Mm-hmm. So our skill level is not as proficient as the Sun Belts. So when we have a 5-0 player up here, it's rare. But they're around. But when you say how often you practice, you know, it depends on what you can afford. 2, how much you want to put the effort for. 3, are you in tournaments, or do you just want to, you know, go out there to just, you know, and play? Most of the people, 95% of the people I see, or not work with, but I see on the pickleball court, they'll go out there and they'll do the warm up dink drill, the dinking.
And that's all we do.
And it's like
we stand back a little bit.
Okay, so they do that. How often do they actually dink in the game?
Call me when they do.
Exactly. So they're practicing this unbelievable, you know, straightforward head-to-head dink drill, but they're not dinking in the game, at least up here, up north. Mm-hmm. The higher level players that are moving into tournament play,
they do. They all are.
They are dinking because they understand the concepts of there's a whole nother strategy to this game other than standing back and banging the ball. And I for certain, and you know, you've seen me, I am not a 5-0 player. I'm a decent 4-0 player. On a good day when I've been practicing and working out, I'm a decent 4-0 player. And I still could use work. But I really enjoy, and I've gotten pretty proficient at it, is when I just love when the bangers or those big guys, they come up, they think, oh, I'm going to blast it through her. And all you do is step in front of it. And like Deb Harrison says, you know, block freeze and get in my nice ready position, block freeze, and the ball drops over the net. And then they're running up to the net in their elephant paddle, hanging low, lifting it up, and then I'm smashing it back as they're coming in.
And you just reminded me when you mentioned Deb Harrison. I know you watch videos each day. Like, tell people, you know, what you do, you know, what's your little self-training? I know you really try to encourage people to watch videos.
Well, yeah, thank you. When I decided that, hey, if I'm going to do something serious in this game, this was 2 years ago, I said, you know, I really like this game. I'm athletic. At the time, both my knees were pretty good. I said, I'm going to get serious. So I went out and bought my Simon. And I talked to Michael Schwartz, who's the creator of it, and he's been amazing. And I said, okay, I got this Simon. Now I need to start practicing some drills. And I'm one to say, okay, I've got natural ability, and I'm blessed to have natural ability, but I need to learn. I need to learn from people, and I don't have them up here. So where do you go these days on video? So when I first started looking, there weren't a lot out there yet. I mean, Deb Harrison has them, Coach Mo has them. You know, they're starting to come by the tons now. But and I, totally admire Deb Harrison, Coach Mo, for what they've done. I mean, they've been in the ranks because they're teachers themselves. They've been athletic. They've been around the teaching aspect, and they're giving of themselves, and they break down the skill.